I'm Himanshu Chopra. I'm the managing director of the Anglo-Eastern UK office. Is because I look after some of the functions in our Glasgow office as well, and I'm based in London. Anglo-Eastern provides third-party ship management to about more than 650 ships. We also do crew management for more than 250 ships. So Anglo-Eastern provides full technical management to more than 650 ships, and we also do crew management for an additional 250 ships. And we've got a seafarer base of more than 31,000.
Perfect. Could you just tell us a little bit about the work that you've done and the presentation that you did today, some highlights and the key elements of that?
Yeah, sure. So basically, my presentation was focused towards the challenges that the industry may face with regards to LNG dual fuel ships in particular. And what I feel is that, or what we feel as a company is that there needs to be, whilst competency needs to be addressed, but we also need to see a change in the mindset of people. And we as Anglo-Eastern, we feel that we are quite well positioned to address the needs that the seafarers will have, and to address the competency needs that have been set out by the IGF code as well. And so basically 57 gas tankers is what we manage. And because of that, we are able to place non-gas people for training on these vessels based on the owner's needs and prepare them by witnessing a cargo operation in lieu of a bunkering operation. And aside from that, we've got an officer pool of 1,300 plus who are ex-gas hands, out of which 300 seafarers are LNG hands. So then we are able to supplement them as well by putting them initially on board the dual fueled vessels, and probably do a peer-to-peer training or a peer-to-peer understudy of the operation before helping everyone to gain confidence collectively.
Okay, great. And you, in your presentation, you mentioned that you'd collaborated and contributed to the recent DNV report that highlighted that there are going to be 800,000 seafarers that are going to require training on alternative fuels, in the coming decades. Could you just speak to that contribution and what you see as the steps that need to be taken immediately in order for that training to actually materialize over the next couple of decades?
Sure. So I think, like I said, the training needs and the requirements have already been laid out. Now it's about, it depends upon company to company how well they manage the process, because eventually, it's going to hurt your OPEX at the end of the day based on how well or how well you actually optimize the training operations. And so I feel that basically we know what we need to do, and then the first thing is of course simulator training, which is very important, in addition to, let's say, the four certificates and the tanker firefighting certification that's needed. So because simulators will help for people to do 2 of the bunkering operations on it before stepping on board and witnessing one. And I think in the end, it's about mutation of the skill set, which will take place over a period of time. So of course, you will start with a small set first, and then this set will also may end up becoming super trainers for the following people who come, and that's how a knowledge transfer together with competency management will take place in tandem.
So do you think, its last question is just, do you think that that's achievable in the time frame required? And I guess, does that peer-to-peer knowledge transfer model that you just described, does that eventually become sort of an exponential curve? Like, at some point, is there a critical mass that's reached where that we're going to achieve what we need to achieve?
So I want to highlight that the peer-to-peer knowledge transfer is actually just to gain confidence of people to do their job better on board. Whereas it's not a prerequisite for you to sail on a LNG dual fueled vessel.
Sure.
But I think it aids in for people to get that confidence. And aside from this, I think we do have globally there is likely to be a shortage, and we know that. But that's going to be a shortage of globally seafarers in general. It's not going to be seafarers who are not trained enough to sail on the dual fueled ships, which I feel is in the end, it's just an additional course that needs to be done. and we will achieve that because it being a prerequisite to guarantee the safety of the operations. I'm sure the seafarers will also be equally keen to do it. Yes, it is an added burden, but if it needs to be done, then it needs to be done.